This might look like Poppy Playtime, but none of this is from the actual game. I built everything you're seeing, from the map, to the new mechanics, to how it all works together, and today I pushed it even further. I built a completely custom location from scratch, added a brand new mechanic that actually changes how the puzzles work, and upgraded a ton of other systems to make everything feel faster and smoother. And trust me, this changes everything. Okay, we're just gonna get right into it. I was gonna save this for later, but I'm too excited not to show you. Basically, I made my own new hand that is, well, magnetic. So instead of just grabbing things, it pulls objects towards you with way more force, or can even push them away if you flip the polarity. And that opens up way more interesting puzzles, because now you can do stuff like drag objects up vertical walls, fling things to higher areas, and whatever this is. And this is definitely a feature, not a bug, because there's no bugs in my game, right? So to actually make this hand work, I kinda had to rebuild a lot of things. I started by duplicating and modifying a bunch of my existing code to support another hand, which sounds simple, but it definitely wasn't. Then I went through basically every interactable in the game and changed how they work, so adding new hands in the future will be a bit easier. And after all that, I had the foundation for a new hand, except it didn't actually do anything yet. So I went into my dragging system, increased the force, and even started modifying the object's mass directly, so you can pull around stuff that really shouldn't be moved with it. Then I added the ability to switch between pulling and pushing. And since I already had those magnetic panels from before, I made it so grabbing them actually flips the direction. I also made a custom script just for the hand visuals, so it turns red when you're pulling and blue when you're pushing. And yeah, this process went completely smoothly with absolutely no issues whatsoever. And this is when I also noticed that you could do this. And I wasn't sure what to do about it, so I asked you guys. Once I was done polishing the new mechanic, I was actually quite happy with it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you have any other ideas for how it could be used. Before we build an entire new location, I wanted to fix a few things people were asking for, like the hand switching animation, which is finally fixed. And it was actually way easier than I expected. Because the animation already had the yellow tube, I just had to tweak the blending a little bit to make it show properly. This might take a while. I also found a pretty clean fix for the grab pack clipping into walls, because before, I would just go straight through everything. So now I had to use a sphere cast to detect when you're too close to something and push the grab pack backwards so it stays outside of the object. It's a small change, but it makes everything feel way more polished. And finally, to test all these new changes, I wanted a new map with a little demo version of a new location for the game. This entire area started as literally nothing, just a blank space, and I wanted to turn it into something that actually feels like it belongs in a real game, not just some random test level. So first, I'm blocking everything out, just focusing on the layout. No detail or lighting, just is this actually functional to move around in? I'm figuring out where the player goes, where puzzles could happen, basically just trying to make something that works before I even think about making it look good. And yeah, a lot of this got changed later because it looked terrible. Like this entire area got removed. But if you squint, it already looks finished. Kinda. And then I started adding detail. Just breaking up flat surfaces and adding a bit of variation makes everything feel so much better. This is where I designed a bunch of materials to use around the level, which sounds fancy, but it's mostly me just messing with sliders until something looks good. After that, I started placing props. And this is honestly one of the most important parts. Here, I could use props to really make the place seem real, totally not just dragging things around until it feels right. But while I was placing props, I actually got kinda stuck. I didn't know what the purpose of this room was, so once again, I asked you guys, and I read this comment saying that it kinda looked like a cafeteria, and I agreed. And thanks to the fact that my computer is basically its own asset library full of random models from all over, I was able to fill up the entire level with props that fit that theme. And I also did set up a puzzle for players to solve in this area, but I'll show that at the very end because I know a lot of people probably want to go solve it for themselves. And with that, the location was complete. If you want to try out that new map, it is available in the settings menu just like the one from the last video. And that was all I had time to add. Wait, no, I forgot to mention, I also added a bunch of new puzzles to the main demo because the old one was becoming a bit repetitive every time I went to test it. So I quickly came up with some new areas for you guys to play around in. And that was all I had time to add this week. But make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the crazy stuff we're going to add into this area in the next video. But before I end this one, I'm going to show you how you can download the project for PC and for mobile. To download the build, go to the itch.io link in the description. And if you're on PC, download the PC version, extract the zip file, delete the original zip, open the folder, and run the exe file. For mobile, go to the same link on your phone and download the Android build. Once it finishes downloading, you can open the file. Your phone might warn you that it's from an unknown source, but just choose to continue and install it. If you want the full Unity project so you can modify it or add your own stuff, go to the GitHub link in the description, click on code, then download zip. Extract the folder, delete the original zip, open the Unity editor, and select the first subfolder and click open. And that will bring us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Please leave your suggestions down below for what I should add next. I know this video was a bit shorter than the last two, I just didn't have as much time this week, but the next video should be normal again. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one.